German and Danish police have successfully foiled a Hamas plot to kill Jews in Europe, with the Danish Prime Minister describing the plot as being as serious as it gets.
Yes, in total, 7 suspected Hamas operatives were arrested across Denmark, Germany and the Netherlands. Some are warning that Hamas's decision to no longer confine itself to attacking Jews only in Israel is a worrying sign.
Well, what could it mean for us here in the UK? Let's speak to GB News reporter Charlie Peters. Charlie, these are individuals who've been arrested on the continent, but it's clear that the Hamas ideology is spreading beyond the confines of Israel.
Yeah, that's right. And this morning I spoke to security experts who warned that the UK is at a heightened risk due to what has been going on throughout the Middle East and indeed Europe since October the 7th, when that conflict in Israel and the Palestinian territories really kicked off. And we do know that just 2 weeks ago, a senior Hamas official called on supporters throughout Europe to tackle British interests, to target areas and indeed individuals aligned with the British state and the United Kingdom in general. There's no immediate suggestion, however, though, that last night's arrests have any British link, but this does suggest a significant shift in the tactics and procedures and indeed targeting methods of Hamas, because they have not typically operated outside of Israel, Gaza and the West Bank. So to be directing operations into Germany and the Netherlands and possibly even Denmark is a significant step forward. You can bet that in the security agencies across Europe and indeed throughout the United Kingdom this morning, that would have been the vital intelligence they briefed on. Vital intelligence is typically a threat to life or a shift in the pattern of behaviour of a terrorist organisation. And this is a suggestion that that has now happened. Hamas targeting people within Europe. Now, the German Interior Minister said that the protection of Jews is a top priority, and the plot was reportedly revolving around the moving of a weapons collection into Berlin to target Jews and Jewish institutions there. We don't know if the arrests in Denmark last night are linked to those in Germany, but it appears that a significant plot has been foiled by this police work and the European intelligence agencies there.
And Charlie, it's concerning here because, of course, we have seen vandalism of menorahs. We've seen vandalism of Jewish, threats to Jewish schools and synagogues and the like. It's, it's not that much of a stretch to think that perhaps there would be some kind of violent attack. Very hard for the security services to keep an eye on absolutely everyone who may have extremism, links to extremism or extremist views. A massive task.
Well, the security services are thought to monitor some 40,000 people, at least, the vast majority of which considered linked to Islamist extremism. And of that 40,000, of course, the state just does not have the ability to track every single member of that watch list, and so it has to prioritise according to threat, according to risk, and indeed other factors. Most of the time, they get it right, but sometimes, of course, they don't, and plots can slip through the cracks. Now, the reason why this significant plot appears to have been caught last night is because it involved several people organising across several countries, and it involved the moving of weapons. So a significant operation which will appear more obvious to the intelligence agencies on the continent. But what the security services in Britain are facing as a more significant issue is that threat of lone wolf attacks. Individuals radicalised in isolation, able to pick up a knife at home and strike at will whenever and wherever they want. We do know that the UK is stepping up its vigilance. Counter-terrorism police asking people to be especially vigilant over the Christmas period. And they did tell, security sources told GB News last month that an attack linked to the conflict in Gaza was more likely ever since October the 7th and the demonstrations we've seen in Britain. So very much a moment of heightened risk and tension in the security area this morning in Britain after news last night of 7 arrested on a Hamas-linked foiled terror plot.
And of course, those demonstrations you mention, one particular chilling chant that was recorded in them, from London to Gaza, we want an intifada. That would sound like this is an example of that sort of behaviour. Charlie Peters, thank you for bringing us the very latest